there are certain warnings there. Once we catch you with AI, you are going to a hearing there, and after there you may even
get suspended
and stuff like that. So it's always these warnings that.
And there's no job-ready student, in my view. There's a student who looks like they're willing to do the job. So I think that's the thing. Maybe it's.
I had to make sure.
Yeah, no, my guy, relax.
You've done enough.
Someone will call you. Then he says, no. You know what other project I'm working on.
No, come on.
No, relax, my guy. You want to start networking third year or the week you're looking for a job. Your networking starts literally when you say, Yazini, law is what I want to do, right? So if law is what you want to do,
being goal-orientated, whereby you want to achieve dreams,
is for you to bring them back to perspective on their value and their worth.
Don't you want to repeat? They're waiting.
Okay.
Bafundi.
Students, welcome to the number one student podcast in SA. So today, guys, we have another special episode, and today's guest is nearly spent a decade actually in higher education, focused on teaching, learning, and growth strategy. We would like to actually have the honor to welcome the one and only Mr. Thulani Dube. It sounds funny when I say Thulani. Mr. Thulani Dube. How are you, sir?
I'm good, man. Why does it sound funny to call me Thulani?
No, because respect was instilled at home. Like, don't say.
Yeah.
And
I
the
feel like
person, you don't just call them.
professional spaces now, they have a certain disregard for African respect that we're taught.
Is
So
it?
the reason you're feeling that way is that this is obviously an older person than me. I was taught to address them a certain way.
Babe Thulani.
It's interesting because I never know how I feel. Obviously, he came through the internship program, and Nkosiam, I thought I switched it off. Okay, there we go.
Chris is going to penalize someone.
Okay. I really thought I switched it off. Oh no, I put it on silent instead of flight mode. On flight mode.
Now we're good.
So I was saying before I rudely interrupted, that weirdly your group has always called me Mr. Dube, and I don't know, I've been struggling with that because I'm like saying Dalamus, Then 2 cohorts before, I remember this kid says tools, and I'm like,
Tools?
yeah, I really was like,
extra.
I really was like, hey, are we there? So it's but you're right. The professional space takes away what we consider umthetho. I had a student that I actually had to say, there's certain things you need to throw out. I remember saying to someone, you need to look people in the eye. Culturally, you look someone in the eye, it's defiance.
Yeah, it's not
when you do
it's
that,
wrong.
it's straight
Yeah,
defiance.
it's
And
like,
I was like, no, you need to look someone in the eye, because the minute you do that in the workspace, the normal response is, what are they hiding? They must be hiding someone,
it's like you're hiding
and in
something.
Hlonipho, and that's, so it's those little things. But yeah, we'll go with Mr. Dube.
But I just wanna, I don't know if you can also, should I continue introducing you, because I was actually introducing you.
Always main Skatile, I thought we're done. There's more.
I thought maybe you were going to continue because it's a long intro.
You can't read that whole
It's
thing,
a
Chief.
long intro.
Chief, you can't read that whole thing, Chief. No, man.
So on this episode, we aim to explore what it means to truly be an innovative learner and also a professional in today's fast-changing educational and also career landscape. With the traditional education system being challenged by technology and also global disruptions and evolving jobs in the market. How can a student in South Africa equip themselves with the skills, tools, and the mindset needed for them to thrive in their collective courses or industries? So today I just wanna, because Mr. Dube here is the head of innovation in Cornerstone Institute. Head of innovation.
He's well presented. He's well presented. Like there's some things when you can tell when someone holds a big position without even saying a word. You get what I mean? So when someone is
It's aura.
it's aura. As the youth would say, it's aura.
Aura. Yeah, some people are aura farming. So I just want to know, what does innovation in education mean to you, and beyond using new tools? For example, ChatGPT is here.
I'm Spanish with ChatGPT right now.
Cases are actually
Mr. Dube, Mr.
allegedly.
And one cool people on a pass So no. I think it's really an access thing, especially in South Africa. It's an access thing.
Yeah.
It's creating spaces and tools and platforms that allow the learner to catch up with where we need them to be, taking into account globalization. So it's not just your shiny things, but it's I think for me, in its simplicity, is how do you simplify what 10, 15 years back looked like was impossible. I know you guys are all marketing, right?
Nah, not all of us.
But I know, like, the marketing guys, and I have a thing. I have a love for marketing. So forgive me when I continue to reference there. 10 years back, and I know marketers hate Canva because but that tool makes it simpler for everyone to be a graphic designer. You play around with stuff, like, so it's just that access that allows you to step into a different problem solving realm with ease. So it's what I think innovation really is out there to do. Try to create a space where your average learner, and I don't say average by saying, it's no disrespect.
It's not.
It's no disrespect at all. But to say your average learner has the tools to kind of help them compete on a platform that, to be honest, is not level at all. So I think for me, that's what innovation's about. So having these tools, like you said, or ChatGPT, having access to your LinkedIn learnings, it changes how things can be done, and also it changes how learners connect and interact. So
Yeah, but these debates on these learning tools and stuff like that, which make things easier, arguably, right? So because there are often, like, different views on it, because some educators may view them as they are actually deteriorating learning in a certain sense. Some may say they are assisting learning. Obviously, it's dependent on how we as the students use them and stuff like that. Because, for example, let's say ChatGPT, I may just send my whole assignment there, and some other learner may just send certain terms to be explained and made easier and stuff like that. So, to hear someone, especially someone who's at an educator level, we never hear such people actually say these tools are actually helpful in that way. So it was, for me, just a shock, because your response to his question, I expected you to be like, nah, these tools are actually not really helping these kids at all. You get what I mean?
I'll give you an example. If I were to hire someone who knows how to use AI better than someone who doesn't, I would hire them. And the reason is, we have these arguments that, like you said, with these tools, you may throw your whole assignment in there, right?
Yeah.
Chances are you'll get caught with ease, right?
Yeah.
But say Melusi decides to snip it, bits and bits, and builds something of his own using that, then that's someone I want on my team, because you've gone the problem-solving route. You know, when who just throws it? You've gone the lazy route.
Lazy, yeah.
And the chances also that you'll get learning is a two-way street for both the student and the educator, I believe. So the fast rise of AI, it's been coming, but it took us by storm. It also caught educators off guard because academia is a very rigid system, you know. Curriculum's outdated. Yeah, I nearly used the F word there. Like I felt it, like I felt it coming, man. I felt it coming.
Of my tongue. It's about to go out, man. Let me rest.
No. So I think there's a disconnect between curriculum and what industry wants, right? And because of that, you'll notice that, I mean, the classroom hasn't changed since the 40s, the whatnot. The regulatory system remains very rigid. You know, it's very rigid. There are things that it needs. And I'm not saying it should be, you know, but it's rigid and it's outdated and it's not connected to where the job industry is going. So you've got educators who are stuck in this realm and their KPIs are in that realm. So up until we effectively teach them how to teach you guys, we've got a disconnect that's disconnected to something else.
Yeah.
But
Actually interesting what you're saying. Because it actually sparked this idea that what if teachers were also taught how to teach learners how to use ChatGPT?
Because they just give you warnings that
Nah.
if you use ChatGPT and we catch you, these are the
Yeah.
punishments.
Yeah.
No one is actually there to say you can use ChatGPT, but use it in this way.
In this way, like actually
just
do-
as he explained, to say that you do have an idea of what you want to do, but certain things may be harder for you, and ChatGPT you interpolate it in a way into your work,
Or
and
maybe
you make something of yours.
Even get like examples of scenarios and then you create your own answer to that actually of that question.
I'll give you an example. You can write an email, right? English is not our first language, right?
Yeah.
So imagine you write an email that's not really well put together, right? You throw it in there and say, polish it up for me. And also take out anything that will make it seem like it's a hostile email. Because we all know there's hostile, there's things where in the
emails sound
workspace, you know,
sometimes.
you know, so it's those things that we're in a space where we have to accept it. And what's crazy, I always say the crazy thing is, you know, we're fighting about ChatGPT, right? And we fail to recognize there's even more powerful AI tools out there that I'm looking for the right word, but that the richer student has access to, you know, and that the richer student has access to that even your educators don't even know exist.
Yeah.
You know, so it's a double. It should be a double learning curve for both, you know. So yeah, sisadlala.
Yeah.
You know,
That's why,
I seriously feel to catch up to the real world, we really have to get in touch with industry more and take them seriously in terms of theory and application. I love what you guys are doing, and I think a lot of academic institutions do it as well, where every department has like an advisory board around what industry is looking for. And you'll find in that there's academics and then there's professionals. So it's really trying to tie in the curriculum and industry into one.
Yeah.
But once you have that disconnect, you can't even plan for jobs of the future. You can't even plan for, you know, for the current jobs. You know.
Yeah. So you would say like institutions, because it seems like they are ignoring the side that we're moving towards a future where these tools will actually be essential and stuff like that, and we can't just act like they are not needed or stuff like that, because the reality is they are useful tools at the end of the day. Yes, they may take away the creativity of some people and stuff like that, but at the end of the day, they are useful tools that we should be taught how to really integrate into our own work and stuff like that, because these tools are now creating jobs. We're now learning about AI employees. What is an AI employee when I've been studying a professional degree for the past 3 years? You get what I mean?
But
So,
it's true because I feel like the world is evolving, man. Because there was a time when there were no laptops and computers and people were writing everything down. And then came to a time where now education had to adapt to the part that we actually have to type this thing down instead of writing it on a piece of paper. So now it's that time whereby we have to find a way. And I love AI personally because it opens a portal side of you in your mind, because it taps into the things that you are not humanly capable to tap into. So if you use it properly, I think you can tap into a much further dimension
yeah,
of
it
possibilities.
can also teach you a lot of things and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So yeah, it is a useful tool that we're made when we first got into varsity, the warnings on there, especially like because I'm at UCT, right? So when you get there and stuff like that, there are certain warnings there. Ukuthi, once we catch you with AI, you are going to a hearing there, and after there you may even
Get suspended.
and stuff like that. So it's always these warnings that we got there. And we haven't even received one assignment or nothing, but we're already scared of even touching
That of
that tool,
AI.
as opposed to actually touching it in a responsible way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's true. But do you think people are going to touch it in a responsible? Because it's like alcohol. Drink responsibly, but
No, but you have to. It's an ethical consideration. I think you have to define what, because look at it. How do I? You get into a setting, because right now we're just thinking of it at the baseline of edit your assignment, edit this, but you imagine incorporating it into your, which you can do into your Word documents, your PDFs, so you're altering your reports every time you report. You can have the same structure, alter what you need to alter, link it to your analytics, alter that. So what you've done is you've limited the time you will spend doing the little stuff, right? And you can focus on actually freeing your mind and doing something else at work, right? But the problem is, if you're not being taught this, or if you're not being exposed to this at your level, when you get to the workspace and your manager says, do this, you know, and for guys like Melusi, right? You're attached somewhere, right? And that period, that internship period, is like your but in interview, you're like a year-long interview, right? So imagine if you can't do this, really, your manager's already saying, yeah, you know what? Let's just get through the period of,
And then we are done.
yeah, we're done.
Yeah.
You know, so you have to. I think I would rather, unpopular opinion. If you guys have to edit this, and push this part, I would rather have the kid who uses AI, whether they're cheating or with it or not, and doesn't get caught on my team, because you're thinking, Dota, you're really,
Yeah,
you're
it's a
really
skill to not get caught.
You're really, I mean, really,
That
It's a
means when
skill.
for
No,
you, it's
you
not
have-
just copy and paste.
Yeah,
you
you
are
know.
adding something there to make sure you're not getting
Because
caught.
I think again, unpopular opinion, the word ethics in itself yes, but I mean, take how a lot of people got around to writing their assignments back in the day, where you would count
The words.
in your sentence, right? Like you'll read a thingy, like, you'll count in your sentence and then change the next 4, count the next 5. And that was a way around plagiarism. I want a kid like that in my team, because he's thinking. He's like thinking, how do I make this my own?
Yeah.
You know?
True.
Yeah, so,
No,
yeah.
Mr. Dube, We hear you, and we're still going to hear you guys. Please stay tuned as we have the real tribe of coffee with the student podcast. Guys, don't forget to buy the real tribe of coffee here. That's why I'm pointing it to get the natural essence of the student podcast, guys. So also don't forget to subscribe and comment. We'll be back just after this short break. Upegele Ed. Yes, Patan. Students, it pains us to know that 80% of you haven't subscribed to the channel. So we would like to ask you, whether you are a student, a lecturer, or professional working class, please hit the subscribe button down below. And just by that small act, you're going to be helping us to being the biggest student platform in the continent. So can you please subscribe and share the channel to more people, and we promise to give you the most valuable content that you've ever experienced and give you the best guest that you can. Thank you so much.
Welcome back, everyone. So it's after the break, and we are still here with our wonderful guest, very educated. You see the way he's articulating himself, Mr. Dube. Still talking about innovation, what it looks like in the educational space and stuff like that. So we're still into that. Melus.
Yeah. So guys, before the ad break, I actually wanted to ask a question. I wanted to ask you one EdTech tool that you think every student should try. What's that one EdTech tool?
It's a good question, man. I think maybe the definition of EdTech needs to come into play first.
Yeah, maybe we can start by
But, no. But I think depending on where you are in your career, I will put it as a tool that assists you to in your learning. So I'll go into the free programming tool. I always think your Khan Academies, your Udemy's space that you all need to be, just as a basic to kind of figure out what's going on in academia, because I think they have a lot more flexible content delivery system than at times your standard universities or colleges will have. Then I think I know you said one, but I also think you have to support that with your more AI tools like your Perplexity, your Grammarly, because again I keep going back to the fact that academia is rigid, so you need to understand it to bend it well. So you have to it's like I always say this thing, we always, you're taught how to reference and whatnot, and
Yeah.
you need that, but then you get into the real world and you realize you haven't referenced,
Yeah, you haven't referenced in a while.
You-
Last time you referenced,
you know
Marx.
but you need that to help you in your critical thinking, in your understanding certain rules and sticking to that. So yeah.
That's true. But Grammarly is essential, man.
Yeah.
Grammarly helps. Another question that I wanted to ask, since we were speaking about the present moment of education, and also how the future looks like of education, I just want to know one or more skills that a student should actually equip themselves to be, e.g., hireable, more attractive in the industry market when they are trying to get a job now after graduating.
How much time do you have? It's I think it's a hard question because it's got so many layers to it, right? I think obviously taking away the academic part of it, there's certain skills, but it's soft skills.
Yeah.
I really want to think of them as essential skills. There's nothing soft about those skills, but it's soft skills, because at the end of the day, you need to be able to work with a team. You need to be able to communicate, right? And that's you when you're now inside. So that's why I asked Uguti at what level, because we always talk about the job-ready student. And I was thinking about it as I was driving here. Uguti Kona, is there ever a job-ready student? I think not. Like I've gone through a lot of CVs, especially for the internship thingy, and there's no job-ready student in my view. There's a student who looks like they're willing to do the job.
Okay.
So I think that's the thing. Maybe it's semantics, but
It's more about, are you willing?
so
or
you
not?
have to look like you're willing to be a team player. And at times it's you talk to people after reading their CVs, and again your CV has to sell you first. I've seen so again, taking away from the CV, your writing skills come into play before. So that's why you have to you have to link everything, and it's a back and forth. So your writing skills come into play. I mean, I've seen CVs that I have not even called because.
But why?
The writing, you just read this and
Yes. It's look. I understand ukuthi khona there's layers to you coming in as a student. You're learning. It's a learning curve. So you can't be like someone who's got 50 years experience. I need valuable full with 50 years experience. So you know, but you have to actually read that CV and see that Lumuntu put in time, put in effort into doing this. So it may not be the best CV, but there's a feel to something. But that thing. So I told you, you know,
there's that thing
Does it
about
have
the
to maybe
CV.
have a story to tell?
you get it. There's firstly, it has to articulate itself well. It has to, you have to see that this person is serious about wanting to have that CV on your desk, right? And then after that, back to a different level of communication is the actual, how you conduct yourself initially. I mean, I actually talk to Melusi. So I talk, there's some students I talk to, some I don't. And you'll be surprised at some of the experiences I have. So I introduce myself. And hi, Gabi, but I will normally introduce myself and introduce my title. So I'm not calling you as Utulani J. I'm now there. So there's a, you know, and then you get this. I've had students say the weirdest things to me. Like, to be honest, like I don't think I can say it out here. No, she's a span. But really, like you know, I've really had students seem like I'm bothering them. So I'm saying, no, I got your CV from your work integrated learning tutor. Can I just, so I'm asking now, can I have 5 minutes of your time? You know? Yeah. Umtentshela
okay, I
ukuthi
get
yeah,
it.
ima kancane. Yeah, nah. You
For
know?
them, it's like, oh man,
Yeah.
I sent the CV. What do you want to know,
Yeah,
man?
you know, there's a kid, and this for me, like, it's there's a kid I actually gave a daughter. You said you had proper coffee. Oh, yeah, I started coffee. Yeah, I'll drink the milk. I'm staying with the milk. I can't. There's the good stuff, man. There's the good stuff. You can't. Ngiyabonga though. I really appreciate it. But you guys say it. So there's this, and for me, once that happens, you're not taking the time we've put in to say, look, we want to see if we can invest in you. So chances are a lot of recruiters will not even entertain that.
Yeah.
There's a kid, I remember I picked up the phone and she answered the phone and there's an echo in the background, right? And for me, what stood out for me, literally, this is how she got internship, yeah, okay. It's there was an echo, and I asked her, Ewen, are you in the bathroom? And she said, yes, there's noise in there, but I had nowhere else to go, and I cannot not take your call because you emailed me and said you're calling at this time. So I'm in the bathroom. So for me, it's a little level of dedication where I'm like, okay, respect for that. It sounds very unprofessional, but remember, there's a level of humanness you're looking at into a person. And with that, again, I'm trying to integrate you into a team. So, would I rather have a straight A student who can't integrate into a team, or average student who is a team player, someone the team can really, support, or someone who can support the team. So yeah, I would rather have,
Yeah.
you know.
You get what I mean? So, and I felt like with your point on the CV being presentable and needs to speak to itself, because in an innovative world where we're now moving towards the use of AI, because let's say 10 years ago, right? So if someone had very like good English on their CV and stuff, we would say, okay, this person, they put a lot of effort into it, they know what they're talking about. In today's world where if now you read someone, especially when you're reading emails, you receive an email, the English is on point, and you're like, they probably use AI to write this. It's less believable nowadays, and we feel like the more English you put into it, the less effort we feel you put into it. We need that humanness and stuff like that. So in today's world, today's context, how do you then actually know that, or do you like wait for the interview process to actually see the English we set up, is it the same one? Is it when I'm comparing the two Englishes? No, man.
So I want to say firstly, it's not about the English, right? There needs to be an Ubuntu element to it, at least for me. So it's not about the English, and I say this because I understand that not everyone comes from an uppity kind of school, so you speak a certain way, but you've got brilliant. Weirdly enough, at times we are judged by how we speak, which is very wrong. So I'm of the belief that the CV tells a story, right? Whether it's good English or not, right?
Yeah.
But once you engage lo muntu, whether they're speaking isilungu esingahlangani or but you can tell ukuthi, I need this person on my team.
Yeah.
I actually had I think one of my first ever interns way back. Way back. This was like 2016 or something like that. Way back.
Like that.
Grade 6.
I
the
see.
great vibes.
I see. Linda. I see. Let's not even. No. So I remember this kid says to me, I struggle with English, and she would speak closer to me all the time, right? And I said, if you struggle with it, that's exactly where we need to play, right? She's actually working, I think, as an academic administrator at some university now. But all I'm saying is that there needs to be an element of Ubuntu, and you need to understand it's not just the English, but it's the person. So firstly, I'll go to Melusi as an example. I liked your CV before, it was already in my top 5.
Yeah.
Melusi nearly sold himself out of the internship, weirdly enough. And I remember I told you, no, stop talking. Because it was a very, right? We had the conversation, I picked up what I wanted to pick up. I'm like, cool. Someone will call you. Melusi, this is my time to shine.
This is my talent.
They gave me the mic.
But I think it's just understanding Abantu, and we don't all come from the same background, but you have to understand who you're dealing with.
So he took the opportunity and trying to convince you, but at this point you're like, no,
Yes.
You're actually
He was
doing
going the
opposite.
other way.
You're actually doing the opposite.
No,
I was already fully convinced.
I actually had to beg him to say no. Please.
I had to make sure.
Yeah,
it's-
oh, no, my guy, relax.
Relax, you've done enough.
Someone will call you. Then he says, no. You know what other project I'm working on.
Say, no,
Come
come on.
No, relax, my guy. Like literally, that was the conversation.
So my 10-year goal is.
You know, so that was what was happening. There's some that you have to really dig into, and then some, weirdly enough, I feel the work integrated learning project in itself is not just to weed out who you can take on board, but it's also a growing curve. And I feel as educators, as our role is to make sure that we grow people.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
So there's always that where you can tell with, hey, I see your potential. Let me try to push you as hard as I can or as far as I can. This may not be the place for you, but let me give you that foundation. You take off and stuff. So
that is guys in the job market. They're already looking for someone complete. They want you to have the degree. They want you to have the experience, and then they will ask you, where do you see yourself in the next 10 years?
Yeah.
And then they're expecting you to say here.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Maybe they're just trade testing, because I feel like what you said was true. People are not. A company doesn't hire the English or hire how you articulate yourself, but the human.
Yeah.
The
Are you
character.
able to actually interact with other people that are on this team and stuff like that?
Yeah.
But I want to ask something, man. I know LinkedIn is overlooked by students.
Yeah.
Still in this era that we are in, does the recruitment when someone is recruiting someone, do they look into LinkedIn account? Maybe they search you. Who's Melusi on LinkedIn?
Well, I do.
Okay.
I don't- no, you have to. I think you have to, and I think anyone hiring or anyone just wanting to interact with anyone, Jay, you have to look up who you are, who you're speaking to. I have the pleasure of I think I'll be speaking at Africa Tech in November.
Okay, yeah.
And I'm doing a fireside chat with some lady from Kenya. And the first thing I did when I found out her name, LinkedIn.
Fast.
Yeah.
What computers does she have? Where has she worked before?
Yeah, got to connect, and she was like, we're doing a chat. But it's that, because you want to see who you're sharing a stage with. And again, with the work scenario, you want to see who you are trying to bring into your house.
Okay.
So yes, I will check LinkedIn. It's unfortunate that a lot of students don't have a well put together LinkedIn profile, but it's also understanding, I think, from our side that you guys are starting.
Yeah.
But at least have something.
Have
Let
something
me
there,
see it. Zero connections. 3 posts. Okay, I can see you. Okay, So I think, and remember, these are things that speak to your networking as well. Something that I think as students you also neglect to do.
Networking.
You want to start networking third year or the week you are looking for a job. Your networking starts literally when you say, Yazini, law is what I want to do, right? So if law is what you want to do, why are you not on LinkedIn trying to connect to all the law thought leaders out there, so that your 3 years is just making sure you get, you're building
connections for after.
Social capital. Networking is creating your social capital. So a lot of us may come where your financial capital may not be, but build social capital so that people know Melusi Law. I see him. Oh, okay. First year he's doing this. Melusi Law. Second year he's doing this. So you've created we trust you on.
You've put yourself out there.
Yes,
you've been very transparent in all your years. And another thing to add on to his question, I was wondering, because you did say, Kuba, many of us as students, we don't have a well-put LinkedIn or stuff like that. So do employers actually check other platforms? Because you might find, because I think that many people don't really pay attention to is that digital footprint.
Yeah.
Maybe I am on LinkedIn, but I don't post much. But on Facebook, I am there like I hate my job. Yeah, I'm there gossiping
I
about
don't
my
like my
co-workers
boss.
on my Facebook page. So is it something that employers actually check to say, Gucci, let me check their social media presence?
Is it crashing out on TikTok?
You're a brand. I think you should realize that first of all. You're a brand. So as a brand, why would you not want to put yourself in the best light? So build those. Why not use those platforms to build your brand rather than use the platforms for the violence that is happening now?
Yeah.
Like you go to Twitter or X as it's called now, it's violence after
Yeah.
violence. You know.
Now your
So-
employees here fighting in the comments.
Yeah, you know. So and also now that I'm thinking. And again, I think it also depends on at times how unlucky you get.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, because there's some people who are just wilding out on social media and nothing happens.
Yeah,
to them.
they never get caught.
Then we flag you for one post you made.
Made that one
you
post
know,
and you're like, hey, is this you?
You know, but
and you're like, it was 5 years ago,
yeah,
we don't care.
You know, so I think you're a brand. Try to build yourself as such, and I understand that you're young, so yes, you know, there's the room for playing. There's this, but try to build yourself as such. You know, if you're out posting nudes, I'm not trying to hire that. Like you get it.
Yeah.
So use the platforms, I think, creatively. And for me, if you can use a social media platform to post whatever violence, why can't you do the same with LinkedIn to post a creative version of yourself?
Yeah.
So guys, yeah, I wish we had more of this today, but unfortunately we have run out of time. But thank you so much, Mr. Dube, for honoring us with your presence today. Hopefully next time we can have you once again, and then we can delve in on more on how digital footprint.
You can see there's a lot. There's a lot of knowledge that he has that we just need to prompt it better with more time.
Prompt it better.
To prompt.
You have to prompt.
But guys, digital footprint is important. It's fine. Dance on TikTok and do the challenges. Those ones are fine. Don't post things you should be posting. Yeah. So thank you so much once again from the #1 student podcast in SA. See you guys same time, same place next week. You know, and don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. Subscribe. And don't be greedy, man, with the episodes. Share them. Share the episodes. Share to your neighbor. Maybe it's going to grow you guys closer to each other. But thank you so much, guys. See you next week. Sharp.
Adios, amigos.
Talking about LinkedIn, can I have a picture? Guys?
Okay.
You know me, I post like
No problem.
my digital.